Good evening, race fans. Welcome to CRN's live coverage of the Hold Your Brakes Academy presented by PinUpsForVets.com. We are here at the Last Great Coliseum here once again here at Bristol Motor Speedway under the, I don't know about under the lights or not because it's a bit foggy, a bit hazy out here tonight. So I guess under the weather maybe is the better way to call it here tonight. But we are ready to see some racing action here as we got, looks like about 25 cars ready to take the grid here tonight. Qualifying underway right now. We're going to talk to Robbie Minor here in just a bit. Carl Hammer joined in the booth by Jimmy Covert. Jimmy, the Bristol night here, if you can see through the haze here, there are lights on right now.
Yeah, I mean the lights will burn off the fog. I mean they usually do. I think the start of Hold Your Brakes Academy, they put me on my edges. I think they just put random weather, and it's usually cloudy, so and hazy at first, but usually the weather burns off. So well, we're gonna see how things clear up here tonight. But the drivers are gonna need it, Carl. They need as much visibility as possible, as this is a very short but very high speed track, and it's almost like a big one can happen, before you know it, because of how quick they happen, or how fast things happen here. I was watching them practice, and obviously, it is challenging. So I was seeing people kind of getting heavy on the throttle, coming out of the corner, and wrecking down the front and back stretches. Pretty good through the corners, but most of it was coming off, just getting on that gas maybe a little bit too early. So that and it being concrete, tires going to be a huge factor here. And obviously then with 25 drivers, not everybody's going to fit on the front stretch. So we got 3 drivers I see as stalls on the back stretch. So those last 3 drivers not qualifying will be on that back stretch pit road. So that's going to change things up just a little bit. But this is a great track. It's a lot of fun. Definitely like to be out there myself.
Well, it is single pit lane here tonight, so everybody is going to enter off of turn number 2 and go around the entire pit road backstretch and front stretch because both are being used here tonight. But as I mentioned, we got Robbie Minor in here tonight. He is the man that is sponsoring tonight's race. So, Robbie, welcome to the booth here. Certainly, it seems like you're maybe turning the corner here a little bit in the series. We've seen a couple times where you've been up there mixing it up with the leaders, and certainly last week was a good one. I do see that Tristan is back out there. To me, that scares me a little bit because it seems like whenever both of you guys are out there, you run close to each other, and unfortunately you find your way to the back. Does that scare you as much as it scares us?
Well, everything's been scaring me about this track, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's I'm glad he's racing with us tonight. He made it, barely made it in today, actually. But yeah, I'm looking.
Well, I know Samantha's, I'm sure, happy to have 2 minors to root for out there in case one of you gets caught up in some typical Bristol action. But either way, I wanted to bring you in here, just talk to you a little bit. How do you think the season's gone for you so far? Obviously, the good finish last week, but what do you think overall so far?
I think I'm doing really well. I've learned a lot, learning a lot, watching the broadcast back, and picking up on tidbits from everywhere from you guys, talking about y'all's experiences in the broadcast, whatnot. Just learning, that ESPN coverage is pretty awesome.
ESPN ain't got nothing on us. Well, before we let you go,
that's exactly right.
Before we let you go and get ready for the green flag here tonight, who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
And thanks to you guys, Shane with the league, Joe Thomas up at Pinup for Vets, and all them guys, SM Racing Products, and Majestic Promotional and Branded Apparel.
Buddy,
and
good luck
thank
out
you
there.
guys, man.
All right, good luck out there, buddy. Hopefully we get to talk to you at some point during the race, if not after the race in the top 3.
Yes, sir. I'd love to see that again.
All right, that is driver of the 53, Robbie Minor, as we're getting ready to go racing here at Bristol. 150 laps, and we are green flag.
Yeah, green flag, away they go down at turn number 1. I always see cars going around, but it does look like the 4 is going to get spun. Jeremy Gill going for a ride down on the apron, but keeps it going. Green flag still going in the air, so not too bad. Good catch there by Jeremy Gill. Is going to have to make up some time, but getting a little loose early on, and the drivers doing what they do best and giving some room for their league mate. The minor mistake here in the beginning, down 10 spots, so costly mistake here early on, and we know things are can be a huge battle back here, but we'll just go back. I've seen a little bit of 3 wide action here towards the back. I was checking on Jeremy, but yeah, everybody's starting to kind of start to feel things out. And like I was talking about, things can get kind of crazy here, and how fast it is. But right now up front, it's got Aaron Genske over Christian Proctor to lead this thing with Drafty Beef to follow.
Yeah, good start here for the race, and it can be a very tough one, especially that first green flag of the night. Everybody's all amped up. Everybody wants to get out there, get to some racing action. Even though there's 150 laps in the race, a lot of times we usually see a quick caution, and it very well could have seen one right there. But Jeremy Gill does a good job saving it, keeping it from getting a black flag as well. That could have very easily happened, but gets it back up on the track. Down 9 spots after starting up there in 6th, but either way, he's still out there moving. It was Aaron Genske, Christian Proctor on the front row, Drafty Beef and Jake Raven in row number 2. So good to see Jake back out there in action, but he's now back into 5th place. Bryson Anderson started in 5th, and he's up now into 4th as look like Robert Altman down there at the bottom a little bit, but he's going to get it back up on the track. Tom Lanier, Quinn McLean, Jorge Ledesma Jr., your big points leader. Robert White and Anthony Strickland for your top 10. But either way, good start here for the field. And, we talk about Zane Bierman being one of the guys that is frequented CRN broadcasts with all the leagues that he's running in right now that are broadcasted by CRN. This one of them that he's not in, but it brings to light another driver that we're maybe starting to see here and there as we ran with him last night. And, quite frankly, ran into me last night. That is Christian Proctor in number 13. But it's good to see he's back out there in the SpongeBob paint scheme, doing good, running up there in 2nd place right now. So a good start here for the 13. But Aaron Genske leads the way, but starting to get into some lap traffic already.
Yeah, things kind of, starting to get to that point. And, there's a lot of skill differences here. And at Bristol, and depending on how long these drivers can go, green flag runs. I'm gonna say I probably put my foot in my mouth, but it's when I was watching them practice, I wasn't expecting the first 12 laps to be green. I'm gonna be honest, and I thought the whole the 4 getting loose down the apron from Jeremy Gill was just the beginning of back-to-back maybe cautions for a little bit till the drivers settled down, but. Maybe they got it all out in practice, Carl, and I'm impressed. So I'm loving this that they're able to go this far and, working up and getting into that slower traffic. But they have to get around it. It's not a big feat. It's a hard track to pass on. You really do depend on them tires, and if you're pushing really hard in your tires, it's hard to get that move. You might get underneath somebody, but you don't get the run off the corner. Or if you're on the outside, you can't turn in, and you don't want to get in the wall, so you're a little bit slower. You end up side by side. This is a tough track. It's fast, it's tough, it's heavy on the tires, and it's really one that the drivers really need to hit their marks each and every time, kind of conserving their car and tires so they don't cause a mistake here. But right now, the leader's getting held up just a little bit here by a few of the slower cars here in front of them. But the big thing is everybody's keeping it clean and green. You can see the Skittles are spread out here pretty quickly, only 17 laps in. 150 laps here. It's not going to take long if they continue this green. Oh! Wow!
22. Just a minor. Gets a little tap from behind and got into the wall a little bit off the corner. James Smith was able to sneak underneath him, and so was Aaron Genske, but I don't think Proctor had time to react. It was all of a sudden right in his front windshield there, but just a little brush there against the wall for the 22 of Tristan Minor, but everybody keeps it going here, and we keep this thing rolling. Again, a good start for the field here, and we're already clicking through. I mean, we're only almost 20 laps into this race. 150 laps seems like a ton. Seems like it's going to be a long race. It's really not. When you're running green flag laps here, they go by very quickly. Right now, the lap times are sitting in kind of the high 15-second range. You mentioned, Bristol, a tough track to pass on for a lot of vehicles. It is, especially here with the Xfinity cars here tonight, and 191 and Hold Your Brakes Academy. I had a chance to get out there this past Friday with some of the boys and girls from Pit Road Speed Limit Racing as they run the truck series on Friday night. Not broadcasted by CRN, just another one that they run for fun. And I got out there, and I'll tell you what, the trucks here, I don't know if it was just a setup, if it was the fact that it was a night race, it was a little bit cooler, but we actually had a few lanes of passing opportunity. I mean, we had the low lane, the kind of mid-high line working as well. So yeah, I could make passes in the middle or the bottom. It was nice to finally get a vehicle here at Bristol that you could use more than just the bottom line. But unfortunately here with these Xfinity cars, that's typically where you're going to see it, unless you have somebody with some older tires that can't make the corner, or some newer tires that can kind of run wherever they want. You're going to see that bottom line dependent.
Yeah, there's a lot of drivers drive in. You'll see them enter very early, and they end up, if they overdrive it, that's when you see them kind of diving in the corner. You end up going up the track and then have to let off and let that car kind of come down to get back, turn around the right direction. But there's a few ways to run this thing, and this is the one way here. You can see him being kind of bottom fed at the moment, and not many people really trying to work past it. I do see a pass right up here by who's that, Quinn McLean there by the 21 within the 69 on the outside there. So trying to get things done, and does make the pass there. So they're going down to the inside. Tristan Minor a little bit slow here, maybe a little gun shy, but he's going to try to stay high, let him go down to the bottom side. So he drags the wall just a little bit, still on that wall, trying to let the 4 of Jeremy Gill go by as well. So Tristan able to get out here on the track, but not a lot of practice maybe, but able to at least get out here and turn some laps and maybe pick things up, and maybe wait for that first pit stop in order to get the car refreshed and some new tires, and get into his groove and see what he can do and move forward. But right now, one of the few cars a lap down, running last at the moment, but always room for improvement to move forward, Carl.
We talked about the points earlier. Well, we'll take a look at the points right now. Coming into the night, looking at the Rookie of the Year, Jake Raven back out in the field here again tonight. He has still a 6-point lead over David Shively, and figures that as Shively closed in on the points, now Jake Raven is back, and well, now David Shively not in the field here tonight. At least I don't see him out there. So 6-point lead for Raven coming in. They're kind of the two that have really checked out from the field. Jackson West, Jeremiah Grau, and Tyler Reed round out your top 5 in the Rookie of the Year. For the team point standings, it is Minor Motorsports at the top of the field, and that is Robbie Minor and Bryson Anderson for the 2 cars in Minor Motorsports, as they have a 37-point lead over Royalty Motorsports, and that being the 17 of Joshua King and the 2 of Drafty Beef. And then Mid-Tier Racing, JMR, and C&L Racing are your top 5. In the regular points, as we mentioned, it's a little bit less of a conversation point because Jorge Ledesma Jr. Has been just dominating this season. He's got a 164-point lead. That's absolutely massive over Timothy Presley, who is in second place in the points, but I believe may be missing the rest of the season, so that points lead just going to grow and grow. Shane King is in third, but he's 204 points back as well. And then you got Andrew Jones, David Chapman for your top 5 in the points, but Jorge Ledesma Jr. with his 5 victories on the season, it's been tough to compete with him here. I mean, even when he doesn't win, he's finishing up there towards the front. So it's just been one fantastic race after another. And here tonight, he's sitting up there in 6th place already, coming up from his 9th place starting spot. But got to give it to these drivers out here. We mentioned several times that, the Hold Your Brakes Academy here, it's designed for, kind of newer racers, more green racers, rookie racers, whatever you want to, consider them, drivers that are newer to the service or just want to get out there and get some experience, and they're maybe not as good enough to get into some other leagues. So you expect it to be a rougher race when you get to Bristol. Jimmy, we've gone 38 laps now, and it's caution free. I mean, standing ovation. That's not easy to do, no matter what the skill level is here at Bristol.
Yeah, I don't think I've ran many races that have gone this green this long at Bristol. I mean, unless it was an ARCA race, which is a D series or a rookie series where there's no cautions. You wreck, and that's just it. Everybody keeps going. They don't care if you're sideways in the middle of the track. There's no cautions, no local cautions, no driving through the car sideways on the track. You just have to survive and be able to miss it. And that's the only time I've gone pretty much caution free here. Other than that, I mean, obviously running IFU later on, with like the trucks but you talked about the trucks a little bit running early on, and it was the trucks still are one of my favorite vehicles as far as oval vehicles go to drive around here, especially with the old A car or the Gen 6 car that we watch on Sunday nights. But it's only in leagues where you'll find those cars now. But yeah, the truck's still out there, still a fun vehicle to drive. It's popular with some leagues, just not many here at CRN. It's been a while since we've had the trucks here on CRN. Last one was a short track series with the Rocky Mountain Racing, I believe it was. So, but it definitely, it was a series that lasted 2 seasons, and it did great for a while. And then, like some leagues, they get to that halfway point, and it's kind of like the make or break point, Carl. And you can see here, Hold Your Brakes Academy running stout here, still pushing 25 drivers per race, new or not. They're still getting great numbers out here of drivers willing to compete and learn and just get out there and have some fun. And obviously some great fans as well that keep coming back here. See, there's 10 people out there tonight watching. So thank everybody for coming out here. As always, Raina and Barry and Zebra out there. Said something anyways, and anybody else that's watched that hasn't said anything, if you got your favorite driver and you want to make sure you say something in the chat, we'll give them some airtime. See where they're at, see where they're hanging out. But right now it's Christian Proctor working their way through the field, now passing the number 7 car of Bryson Anderson. So down to 14 cars on the lead lap, and a caution will fly here. As I'm looking at the track, it does look like, is that the 150?
I've seen a couple cars kind of bunching up a little bit towards the back. I didn't see exactly who was involved in this one, though. Trying to see myself, but take a look back here. That was your leader right there, Aaron Genske, getting in the back of Jorge Ledesma and your previous leader, but looks like the 9 right there just got a little bit tight mid-corner, shot up and got into Genske and got him sideways. Robert Altman was able to sneak on by on the bottom, and you see everybody diving down towards the bottom to get around and doing a pretty good job. And the 115 of Genske doing exactly what the league tells you to do. Hold your brakes. Unfortunately, Jeremy Gill for Barry, it didn't work out this time for the 4 as he gets involved in this one. But nobody walking away with a meatball flag, at least on this one. But we're going to see our first round of pit stops. Could see some drivers coming in and taking some repairs after that one as well.
Your leaders are already in here. Coming down that long pit lane with only it being 1 entry. It takes a long time to get around here. It's almost a full lap in the pits. So if you have to make it under green, you're going down, and you're going to go down 2 laps or so, and you're going to see that huge difference. I'm hoping that these drivers out here now, aren't trying to stay out there to get a lap back, because they're going to hope, basically, the cautions precautions here tonight, in order to get back up on that lead lap, get that wave around. It's their only choice. But no new tires, 50 laps in, not a good look. Still 100 laps to go, so a third of the way. And if you're slow and got lapped once, you're gonna get lapped even faster here with the leaders on new tires. So my recommendation would be to kind of, I know it sucks, but I think it's too early. I would come in, pit, hope for that, battle for that lucky dog position, unless you're just too far back. And there's quite a bit of people on a lap down, but a lot of people coming in and getting that pit stop in here, Carl, get that fuel and tires.
Yeah, it looks like most of the field taking tires on this one. I'm not seeing that David Chapman came into the pits. That's the only one I'm kind of questioning right now. It's everybody around him pit, and he's sitting in P number 10 right now, so maybe just didn't register on SDK. But either way, it's going to shake out that Christian Proctor is your leader. Tom Lanier, Jorge Ledesma Jr. up to third now. Jake Raven, McLean for your top 5. Matt Ulmer, Jeremy Gill, even after getting involved in the incident there. Andrew Jones, Drafty Beef, and David Chapman for your top 10. Looks like a ton of cars getting a black flag here as we get the restart. I'm assuming there might have to be a clear all or something done there, because I'm guessing they just weren't lined up in the right spot. But either way, we're back to green flag race, and we'll see how this all works out, because I mean, I'm counting, let's see, 5, 6, 7 cars right now sitting with a black flag.
Yeah, that's a lot, and either somebody needs to throw a caution or somebody needs to hit the clear all, but the caution's going to come out.
May have a caution right there, the 11 on the inside. I think it was Anthony Strickland. Take a look back here and see what might have happened here. Strickland is the 24th right now.
Yeah, okay, so back here. Let's see what happened.
Yeah, unfortunately, good looking paint scheme. And certainly, even with the number 11 runs, we have Steve Kinzer. But unfortunately, did a little bit too much dirt tracking on this one. Slid it into the corner, got up into the wall, and just never really caught it after that as he slid down the track and got into the inside wall on the backstretch here. And going to bring out a caution here tonight, second caution here on lap number 54 currently. But it'll maybe give a chance for some of these drivers to get their black flags cleared. I still see all the black flags still out there, though. So I'm wondering what happened here, if they're going to just be forced to serve them or not.
Clear some flags.
Like one of them cleared. There's 2 of them cleared. I think they're working on it right now, Jimmy. So I'm seeing them drop. I don't think they're going in and serving. There's another one. 3 more to go. Can we get them all? 2 more. There we go. I think we're getting them cleared out there right now. Just got 2 more, looks like, or 1 more now for Rob Higgs, and then everybody
I think
will
what
be
it is,
up.
I'm going to go with somebody entered the pits at the wrong spot. And it happened to me when I came here to race after not racing ovals forever. I just kept entering the wrong lane, the wrong. It was my right lane where my pit stall was, but I was coming in the wrong entrance. So I was getting a black flag every time I'd come in, and I just kept forcing me to the back of the pack, the back of the longest line, and I was fine with that because I had a little bit of damage on my car, and obviously in officials I just kept taking it, and they kept putting me in the back. I kept getting my car fixed, and then finally I realized, like, I'm an idiot. I'm going in the wrong pit lane, or the wrong entry point, and then I started not having to serve that black flag. And I quickly went from running, in the back, in the lead lap to, moving up into, third, fourth place. So it had a pretty decent run going until the end there when somebody drove across my nose and then continued to yell at me because he bounced off the wall and said it was my fault. So yeah, officials become interesting and frustrating because there's a lot of professionals out there,
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's why these leagues like Hold Your Brakes Academy, Pit Road Speed Limit Racing, 191, they got a lot of people where they race together every single week and they understand each other, that everybody's learning. But Christian Proctor trying to teach out here tonight, getting that 13 back out front. The 99 of Tom Lanier finally up there. Up 6 spots, taking advantage. Jorge Ledesma up 6 as well, running in the top 3. So another podium spot looking for at number 44. But biggest mover of the race, number 3. Haven't talked about him much, hardly at all this season, to be honest. The number 3 of Andrew Jones, sitting in up 17 spots in, make that 18, now in 6th place.
Looks like Rob Higgs was the only one that didn't have a black flag cleared, so he's going to come in and serve it. Going to drop back quite a few positions and quite a few laps here as well. Meanwhile, the 115 of Aaron Genske trying to work his way back through the field as we're going to have another caution
that was drafty.
towards the back. Genske in the lucky dog spot as
slow down, boys. Slow down. Caution it.
Drafty Heath did hold his brakes there, but quite a few cars getting into him there. That this is definitely going to be music to the 115's ears of Genske, because he drove through the field there pretty good and ended up getting in the lucky dog spot. But you see right there, Beef losing it by himself, gets down there into Matt Ulmer, and then goes for a bit of a ride. But this would have been okay. He probably could have walked away with this one, but it was right here that you see Tristan Minor maybe clipping him a little bit. Then the 6, the 53.
Robbie,
So we got both minors involved in that one, and then right here, a couple pretty good shots. I guess it was good for Robert Altman that the 69 there of Marty White got into him first. If not, that would have been a major T-bone action right there. But quite a few drivers involved in that one. Got some wrinkled up cars. Not atypical to Bristol, but definitely going to bring us under another caution. Getting close to the halfway point, but we still got some time left. We'll see if anybody decides to come back in, other than the drivers that are coming in to get some repairs done for sure. But you don't need the cleanest car to get around here at Bristol. You need one that handles well. You need one that drives well. But only one fast repair for these drivers is one thing. But the other thing, as a reminder, Jimmy, we got that incident count as well, and the incidents can rack up pretty quickly here at Bristol. I know it was pretty clean to start the race, getting a little bit frisky right now, but a reminder that 17 incident points makes you have to do a drive-through penalty, and then at 25, you gone.
Yeah, it's probably the one thing that I guess, it's not like the league owners were like they stress this, where they're like, oh, you need to do this. The drivers voted on this, Carl. It's on the drivers here for the amount of incident points that they.
Well, I know some of these drivers drink, so there is that. Because to vote on something like that, to put incidents in there. I mean, we have it in our road series over there in the Core GT, but that makes sense because you don't want people just cutting the corners constantly, and we tried it a little bit in some of the oval leagues, but I mean ovals, you can rack it up very quickly. I mean, we've had people quit the league because they got 16 incident points, and it's because they were involved in 3 cautions or 4 cautions by them that not of their doing, but all of a sudden now they're DQ'd because other people wrecked them. So it can get a little sketchy, a little scary, but I mean it works for them right now, so more power to them. But
it's been working so far.
Yeah, it must have been the drinks must have been flowing that night when the drivers were voting on it. But either way, Proctor is your leader here. Going to lead him back to the green flag. The pace car lights are out. We are doubled up. It is 65 laps in the books here, and we still got quite a few to go here. 85 to go. Green flag back in the air. Back to racing here at Bristol.
Yeah, way to go down to turn 1. See Proctor a nice lead down there at the bottom. A lot of drivers 2x2 through the back of the field as they work their way down into turn number 3. So a lot of drivers to continue to battle back and forth. Now coming out of through 4, heading back down the front stretch, and just that quick, they're done. So we'll go back up front and see how Proctor's doing. Nice, beautiful start and out to the lead. Tom and Nier settling there into second. And caution flies again, and this time looks like Aaron Genske and Robert White may be involved. Cautions breeding cautions, and then this is what we were kind of talking about. Obviously tight battling. Everybody wants to battle and to try to gain a position, and everything's right there. So why not try it, right? So let's go back and see what happened to Aaron Genske as he was up towards the front, but now. Where's he at? There he is, 115. Yellow flag. Let's see where it happened to the 115 here. Come on. Oh, and that's
Looks
already
like it's already
happened
in front of him. See the 88 of Tiffany Ellis getting involved. Oh, Robert Altman gets into the back of the 60. Big shot right there, but I see the 50 already sideways. So maybe if we take a look at that again, maybe keying on the 50 of Ryan Perrone back there in 17th, we get a little bit better, clearer picture of what maybe started this this incident.
Yeah, we'll go back.
Because quite a few drivers are going to be involved in this one again.
Yeah, we'll catch up here with the 50 there. Catching up to
Now
the
it looks like
31.
Tiffany Ellis is in front, so yeah, it could just be a bottleneck here. Looks like Ellis gets into the back of the 6, the 9 involved, the 50. That's kind of where it all happens right there. As Shane McLean just a little bit slow on the top side, coming out of the corner and just kind of bottlenecks everything and brings out another caution that quite a few drivers end up getting involved in this one.
It just gotta laugh sometimes because everybody kind of their reaction is different. Like, oh, which way do I go? And then they go one way, and you see a car bounce off the wall, and they're in front, and somebody's checking up harder than the guy behind them, getting rear-ended there by like the 60 there. Shane King taking a ride, so a lot of damage, and it happens quickly. Hopefully they able to get these cars at least under power and to continue their racing here tonight. But yeah, Carl, the incidents I'm sure are racking up here quickly, and as they watch it, counter up here, how many people will get DQ'd and end up being forced to sit on the bench. But we're gonna line them back up one more time here. Lights are off on the pace car. Christian Proctor up front with Tom Lanier. Jorge Ledesma still hanging on. Jeremy Gill has fought his way back to the front there. He's up in P number 4. Andrew Jones up 19 spots in 5th. And you got Matt Ulmer, Quinn McLean, Jake Raven, Joshua King, and Aaron Genske for your top 10.
Pace car is back in the restart zone and back to racing here at Bristol. Christian Proctor trying to get out and leave everybody back there. Tom Lanier going to try and hang with him on that high line. Jorge Ledesma Jr. looking to the bottom. He's going to slot back into 3rd. Jeremy Gill, a good bounce back, as Barry mentioned there, back up into 4th position. So good job by him. Andrew Jones, mentioned earlier, biggest mover of the race. He's back up into 5th place right now. Matt Ulmer, Jake Raven, Aaron Genske, Quinn McLean, and Joshua King now for your top 10, as King is up 10 spots after starting back there in 20th. And you see Tiffany Ellis there working that high line, a little bit too high, though.
Actually, Dave Chapman.
Oh, okay. Yep. I mean, why? I'm looking. I'm like, wait a second, because I was looking for Tiffany, and I seen the 88. Just it wasn't clicking, but yeah, okay. So used to seeing, because Tiffany's another one that seems to be frequenting the CRNs as well, as runs out there in the pit road speed limit. Runs with us on Sunday nights and in the Core GT. But yeah, the David Chapman. Sorry, my apologies. Out there in the 88. But either way, David Chapman cleaning off the right side of his car around that corner. Looks like Shane McLean has a black flag. Didn't see an incident, so I'm wondering if maybe our first taker to the incident points is in the pits, as well as Shane King, Robert Altman, and Tristan Miner all sit in the pits. Looks like Rob Higgs maybe done for the night as well. Quite a few cars down. I seen one spinning back there.
That's a 23. Homer.
Yeah, I don't see a caution. Looks like we are going to stay green here. That was, it was sideways in the racing line. I don't understand iRacing cautions sometimes, or lack thereof, but that looked to me like a clear caution. But we're going to stay green. I don't mind it at all. Matt Ulmer gets it back going here, but going out front is Christian Proctor. He's got a 0.8 of a second lead now, stretching out to 9 as they battle for second place here. The 4 of Jeremy Gill trying to get to the inside of Tom Lanier. They'll go side by side with that high line. And we've kind of seen it before where the high line, you can't make a pass, but I'll be damned if you can't defend with that high line.
Yeah, caution's going to fly here one more time as trying to look on the track. It's down the front straightaway here.
Yeah, see Robert White got a few cars here with meatballs. Looks like Robert White, Thomas Osborne, Anthony Strickland all having meatballs on this one. You see the damage there to the 69. Right there, just got loose in the middle of the corner. No contact there at all, but unfortunately spins right in we have a few cars. The 57 just brushes them a little bit, but there's a contact down on the inside wall that was a heavy impact. And then you see the 11 Anthony Strickland kind of doing the exact same thing, a little synchronized smash in there. And you see the hood's all synchronized, slapping up and down as well at the same time. But unfortunately, the meatballs came in synchronicity as well, as all three of them going to have meatballs and have to serve those here. Now the question is, do they have fast repairs left? I see 2 meatballs gone. Robert White is the last one.
See, the 11 had a quick repair.
Yep. It looks like the 69, it could be done here for the night. It might have already used a fast repair, and there you go. Or maybe didn't have the fast repair checked, and that's a worse fate than any, Jimmy. When you come in there with a meatball, if you have a fast repair left, you come in there thinking, okay, well, I'm good. I got a fast repair. I can get right back out there, and all of a sudden you get to your pit stall, and it's not checked. It's horrible, because there should be a way to check it, kind of mid pit stop, because if you get in there and say it's 50 minutes of required damage, if you have a fast repair, it's done in a half a second and it's repaired. But if not, if you don't have it checked, you're sitting there for 50 minutes and you have no other option. And it's one thing from iRacing that just kind of sticks in my craw, that you can't change it mid pit stop.
Yeah, it's I guess that's one thing. I guess if because because you'd still burn, and I get it, you'd still burn up your fast repair, but that stop would take a little bit longer, unless you had it on a hotkey, you go in and be like, oh no, I got 5 minutes of damage, click, and if you had 30 seconds, it's kind of, well, especially if you're on a super speedway, I can get 30 seconds of damage refixed, but
that's kind of my point. I mean, if it's on the longer end, if you got a ton of damage, obviously you're gonna take a fast repair. If you got a meatball, obviously you're gonna take a fast repair. But you come in sometimes and it doesn't seem like you hit the wall that hard. You didn't get involved in an incident that hard,
just fine.
And all of a sudden, it's a minute and a half of damage. And if you're trying to do that even under caution, at a track like Bristol, if you don't take your fast repair and you want to actually repair that car, you're going down several laps, even under caution. So it's just kind of, it doesn't make sense that you can't come in there and see, okay, you know what, I didn't have my fast repair check, but I do want to use it after all. And you should, if there's 1 second of damage repair, you should be able to change it and turn it on if you want to. But either way, I digress. We're back to racing here at Bristol, and we're back to green flag here as Christian Proctor leading the way. Jeremy Gill now up in the second. Jorge Ledesma Jr., Jake Raven, Andrew Jones for your top 5 as they're doing battle here. About to battle back from Aaron Genske here in the 115. He was leading earlier on in the race before getting involved in the incident. He's now back up battling for the top 5, so could bounce back here for the 115 as he gets close there to the 3. He's clearly got some does he have newer tires? No, he has the same tires as everyone else. Jake Raven actually has got some he last came into the pits on lap number 62, but just took fuel on that pit stop. But either way, we're back to racing here, some good hard racing, and go ahead and hold that thought, because we're going to have another caution here. Not sure what happened. Maybe Matt Ulmer involved in this one. I see him sliding back through the field here a little bit. Looks like James Smith getting involved. He's going to have a meatball after this one as well.
I'll check to see what happened here. Oh, yep, Lanier and Ulmer getting into it there. Ulmer going to the wall.
Right there,
I see the
there's the 9.
Yeah.
Yep, the 9 of James Smith gets a little sideways, gets tagged by Drafty Beef, and ends up getting a meatball. I mean, the 9 didn't look like he had that much damage to the car, but going to be a meatball for him.
Tough break here is that the caution's now in a roll. And this is what I kind of thought was going to happen earlier on. I don't want to take away anything from the beginning of the race, that's for sure, but obviously in a little bit of a slump here. Post mid race here, trying to get things back in the groove to finish. And now as a driver and you're out there, you're getting frustrated because if you're in the lead, the cautions keep coming out. Should I get new tires? I don't want to give up this track position. I don't want to be part of any of that mess back there. But somebody in this time frame, you got 60 laps to go. So you're working on, when they would, thinking about. I don't know if they can go the rest of the way. We haven't seen fuel under under green, but you know, obviously they were at the 50 lap mark when it came out. But you know, now's the time. Now somebody can come in and get a set of tires, and you can see a lot of drivers coming in here. Christian Proctor and gang, a lot of drivers following the leader here early on, and you know, Jake Raven and Andrew Jones staying out. You know, last came in at lap 49. And who is it? Is it 82? Is it lap 82? I think Lanier's in 82. So the tires are all going to be staggered around. So, and this is kind of like, and I know why people do it. They're trying to get track position because it's important, especially now what's coming down the end of the race. The cautions are flying. You'd rather be up front, right? Well, if you start off on old tires and the person behind you is on newer tires, and they don't realize it, it can be, you know, obviously an issue. Seeing how fast things kind of come up here. And when we get back to racing green here, I'll take you on board in the cockpit and just allow you to kind of experience the ride along through the corner. You don't see much. If you have triples, you can see off the left corner pretty well, where you might be able to see around the corner. It's not great because there's a lot of junk on the way down at the bottom, but it's definitely at least you can see maybe some smoke coming up over the haulers or whatever's down there in the infield to give you an indication that something's up. But we'll go ahead and ride on board here with let's go with Tiffany Ellis / David Chapman here, and we'll go down into the cockpit as he is in he's in 5th place right now. So riding around here, he's riding the bottom, and you can just see, you know, you think about, you know, what's kind of going on down. This is the straightaway, and then you're coming down the corner, and you know, you see Jake Raven disappeared into the A-pillar. And then he shows up, so it's almost like a half a corner. You don't know where he's going. Like Jake Raven's halfway through the corner, gone. Can't see him. You know, and you're going at a good clip here. You know, these cars aren't going that slow. If I pull up the dashboard, and as the caution flies, so that's Jake Raven happened to just wreck there. So just like that, you know, and you can see how fast they had to like check up. By the time they got slowed up, they were already caught up to Jake Raven, and you know, they happened to be not in their position and they missed them. So Chapman was able to get around Jake there on this one. But we'll go back and we'll click on Jake Raven here, and we'll click on the yellow flag here to kind of see what happened here. So Jake was on a mission here. I think he just kind of broke loose on his own. Oh, no, that was Robbie Minor. Robbie Minor with this one here he's the one that loses it, and then Jake has nowhere to go. The car will not steer down. At this point, it wants to push out to the wall, and Robbie Minor was coming across the track, but Jake slowing up, trying to stay on the track and not get in the way too much. You can see everybody going around to miss him. A lot of checking up going on right here. Drafty Beef checking up, Matt Ulmer checking up, the 17 able to check up. You see Jorge Ledesma able to go around Jake Raven as well. So a lot of cars doing a fantastic job of avoiding what could have been a super mess as Robbie got loose coming off the corner, and he was coming down the track. But at this point, like I said, it's not like Jake Raven could have turned any farther left as he was exiting the corner. And if he was on the throttle at all, the car wants to go to the wall, not down to the inside.
I want to thank everyone out there for tuning in here tonight to the Hold Your Brakes Academy presented by PinoutsForVets.com. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe, get you in touch with everything that CRN has to offer. I want to thank Joe Thomas, unfortunately not out here tonight, but he is the one bringing in that PinoutsForVets.com here to the series. So thank him, and also a shout out and a thanks to all the admins that make it happen here in the Hold Your Brakes Academy. Certainly, I'm sure Shane King would like to still be out there running with his fellow drivers, but he's been parked here since early laps here. And unfortunately, it looks like maybe back out there now, actually, back out there in the field, but several laps down. Looks like 21 laps down, I believe. is a 60, but I mean it looks good now. It looks clean for the 60. So we'll see if he can maybe pick off a few more drivers that may end up wrecking out here. James Smith in the 9 from that last incident has a meatball flag, and he could very well be done for the night. But Andrew Jones now completing pretty much the back to front here, as he started back there in 24th. He's now your leader in the number 3. Tom Lanier in second. Christian Proctor came into the pits here. He is the first one up there with some fresh tires. Andrew Jones last pit on lap number 49, so he's got 31 lap older tires than Christian Proctor. Even Tom Lanier last pit on lap number 82, so he's got 8 lap older tires than Christian Proctor. So this could get very interesting here on the restart.
Yeah, it's never fun with the restarts with the different tires, especially with newer drivers or more, or I can say a little less experience. But the 3 gets out for a pretty good jump there with Andrew Jones. Obviously, we've been able to drive to the field, so wants to take advantage of being up front there. So hopefully wanting to hold on, but probably knows that he's not going to be able to outlast the 13 of Christian Proctor if he has new tires. Going to let him go by down on the inside, but keep things interesting holding up there on the midline there, as he is in front of the 4 of Jeremy Gill up in P number 3. Aaron Genske is battled his way back to P number 4. Drafty Beast back there in 5th. Joshua King up 14 spots in 6th right now, and the number 17 Tom Lanier up a spot in 7th. Jorge Ledesma up 1 spot in 8th. Jake Raven in 9th. Ronald Cook for your top 10.
Well, we got a chance here late in the race. We're past the 100 lap mark now. We'll go ahead and step aside here for a brief moment, give everyone out there a chance to love to hear it as we go under caution here. And Jorge Ledesma Jr., one of them involved in this incident. We'll take a look at the incident and go to a little love to hear it as well.
I see Ryan Perrone going around, so we'll go ahead and capture that here real quick as the yellow flag flies here and about ready to turn up these speakers, but we'll see what happens here. But it looks like Jorge Ledesma going wide here, losing it, and getting right, probably clips the 50. Yep, ends up clipping the 50, but right there in front of the 22 of Tristan King. Tristan King's able to miss that one, Carl. Able to stay to the high side, but obviously slows down. Does look like the 57 and 23 slow down as well. 2 cars are involved here on lap 103, so 40 some laps to go, and we'll be right back after the break. Love to hear it.
little bit of Siren love to hear it there for the Hold Your Brakes Academy, presented by PinnersForVets.com. As we were green flag racing, we're back to caution here, as caution is definitely breeding caution in the second half of this race, and it can happen. But it's amazing. A lot of these cautions haven't been from drivers getting into each other. It's been exactly what you see right there for Anthony Strickland, as he has a hard impact. And this is, I'm pretty sure, his second meatball, so he'll end up being done for the night here, as he's already used his fast repair. But you see it right there. It's these drivers losing it by themselves in the middle of the corners. It's been a little bit rough out there here tonight, and looks like Robbie Minor jumping into the pits. We'll maybe try and bring him in here real quick. Hopefully he's not too heated for whatever reason here tonight, but we'll go ahead and get Robbie up here in for another interview. As Robbie, we see you're in the pits here. Not sure if you're calling it at night. We've seen you towed back into the pits, but I tell you what, it looks like it's been a little rough out there, not necessarily from drivers running hard, but the track kind of biting back here tonight.
Sorry about that. I had my mic off. It has been, yes, sir. It's been real loose. Been struggling with it. It was cutting through the field good at first, but my tires left me really quick, and just getting into trouble, being in the wrong place. So it's been a rough night for us tonight. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like
Rich's team is up there. Guys have been up there in the front mixing it up, but. And in that incident where I spun right there in front of everybody, I missed my pit. I mean, I got the lucky dog. I went through there, and the pit was a lot sooner than I thought it was. It's just stupid mistakes.
And they can add up quickly, unfortunately. But yeah, it seems like majority of the cautions here tonight have been started from a driver just kind of losing control by themselves. It seems like that back end really wants to step out, and it's not necessarily on fresh cold tires. We've seen it 10, 15 laps into a stint as well, that the back end just all of a sudden snaps loose.
Yes, sir, and that's what's going on with me. My car is so out of line that I'm having to turn my wheel just about to its limits to even go straight. So, I'm gonna call it a night. Probably, I was hoping I could get my car fixed, but just me driving out there, I couldn't get back to my pits. So that's kind of what I was up against. Yeah, and then I'd probably take out a leader again or something, So.
Well, it's certainly not an end of the night that I'm sure you want to see. So I'm sure you'll sit back and watch this race here, see what everybody else does out there. But I want to thank you again for stepping in here tonight. We'll let you go, and hopefully we have a better week with you next week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. I will be tuning in, see what's going on. I'll be crying along, I guess. But you guys have a wonderful night. I hope the race turns out to be a really great race here at the end. So.
All right, you too, buddy. We'll let you go.
Thanks, guys.
As driver of the 53, Robbie Minor, as we're back to racing action here, and hopefully we get to see some green flag running, as this thing is now starting to come down to an end. As we got Christian Proctor back in the lead, Jeremy Gill in second, Jake Raven, Aaron Genske, and Ronald Cook now for your top five. Ledesma Jr. battling back here. He's back up to sixth. Weathering the storm here once again. Joshua King, Matt Ulmer, Andrew Jones, and Tom Lanier for your top 10, as getting a little close and spicy here. Genske gets a little bit wobbly there through the corner, but good save there, and we keep it green.
Caution flies for back farther in the field, as the leaders are now slowing up and will come around. Not quite sure who that was. I think that was the 23. Matt Ulmer seems a little slow, so we're gonna see what's up happened back here around with the 23, and he's gonna lose it.
Again, another one just losing it by themselves. This back end is not planted at all here, Jimmy.
Nah, like I said, it's this track. It's not very forgiving. The fact that the drivers were able to kind of miss some of these is impressive. So he went up there, slapped the wall, and a lot of the drivers were able to get underneath him before he got to the bottom of the track. So, but yeah, a lot of drivers having some issues, and these are the issues that I was seeing at practice, Carl. And like I said, they made me put my foot in the mouth early on. I thought this was gonna gonna kind of be an up and down race, but they had a great run at the beginning, and they should be proud of that. And obviously here at the end, things kind of get in the way, but you know, that tends to happen. People are getting anxious, now frustrated, you know, coming out here. You heard it in you know, Robbie's kind of voice, that, you know, wanted to get out there, wanted to keep racing, and just obviously the car not performing, undrivable, you know, turning too far to one direction and not able to make it around the track or even get back down in the pits if he did get out there. So this would be a menace to the other drivers. So unfortunately, doing the sportsman-like thing and to call it and put it in the hauler. So hats off to people like that, because that's sometimes that needs to be done, and you don't want it to be that way. But there's always next week, and these drivers are continue to come out, you know, like they did tonight. So 25 drivers out there. A few drivers out. Looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 drivers out at the moment. We still have a few out there. A couple meatballs still flying in the air. Maybe we're trying to get it fixed before they end the night. Drafty Beef there. Looks like on the lead lap, we got 12 drivers. So back with Matt Ulmer. Last one on the lead lap here, and he just got involved. So obviously, hopefully his car is in good enough shape that he can finish the night here. You never know what's happening. We could still walk away with a top 10. Biggest move over the race right now, though, is that number 3 of Andrew Jones. We talked about him a little bit. He was up front for the lead for just a short little while, but now still in the top 10, sitting in 8th. Proctor Gill getting ready to lead this thing off here as we're closing in with only, this time by will be 16 laps.
It's worth mentioning that your leader, Christian Proctor, not only does he not have any wins this season, he doesn't have any top 5s, he doesn't have any top 10s. So this is a career night here for him, at least for the season right now. Hopefully it's not a broadcaster jinx there at all, a broadcaster's curse, but back to racing here.
I mean,
Jake
what did
Raven
he
is
do
going to
last
steal
night?
second
I mean,
place
he kind
away.
of deserved it.
Well, get back. It's my only way to get back into here tonight, Christian. But Jake Raven does a good job getting into second place there on the restart. He's at 7-lap newer tires than these drivers around him at the front. Can he put them to use? But you see Genske has got that 115 rolling here again, trying to get to the front quickly. He's in 3rd place right now, the 31. Ronald Cook up into the wall. We're going to keep it green here as he gets it down off the wall, and we keep everything rolling. But Christian Proctor, 0.8 of a second in the lead. Genske now moves back into second. Little shot there from Jake Raven into the corner. It's going to get Raven loose. Ledesma gets into him, and now Ledesma is going to get turned on the front stretch. Going to bring us out another caution as Ledesma gets a couple more shots here. Your points leader, maybe not making any friends here tonight for sure.
I don't think that
he's going to have a meatball as well.
Let's go back here. I believe with Jake Raven, I believe is kind of where it all started. Let's see what happened back here. Come on. See, 7 getting with the 4 there just a little bit. Now loose, trying to catch up. 44 is catching up. Ends up tagging the Jake there. Sends him up the track. Gets on the brakes. Slowing up a little bit into the 17. And then the 17 just in the side there. The 44 spins the 44 sideways. 3 and the 17 get together a little bit as well. But the 44 coming down, not quite under control yet. Gets tagged by the 17, sends him back up to the wall, and then bounces off the wall right in front of the 7. Nowhere to go. Tags him, and then the 23 of Matt Homer coming in and just driving Jake Raven to the wayside here just a little bit in that 23. So rough one here at the end for some of the higher drivers in the points race, but Christian Proctor is still enjoying his lead out there, trying to get a win here tonight. Aaron Genske has had that 115 hooked up, started on the pole, and Proctor is kind of taking it over here towards the end. Jeremy Gill, I've seen him fall back really early, but has fought his way back to a podium spot at the moment. Tom Lanier up 4 spots in 4th, and Joshua King up 15 spots in P number 5. So 17 trying to work his way forward to maybe a possible podium. Andrew Jones, still impressive drive here tonight, worked his way up 18 spots in 6th. at the moment. And then a 21 of Quinn McLean, and 7th Thomas Osborne, and number 57 and 8th, up 4 spots. Jorge Ledesma is going to end up falling just a little bit, but still in that top 10 at the moment. Ronald Cook is in 9th, up 4 spots. We've seen the 31 getting his way up there, but also facing his challenges with the wall. Jake Raven is in the pits at the moment, trying to get some repairs done. And you have Matt Ulmer and Dave Chapman in the pits as well, getting down in there. Sean McLean out on the track. Drafty B for your top 15. Shane Kings in 16th. Robbie Minor in the pits in 17th. Anthony Strickland's in 18th. And Ryan Perone, Robert Altman, Tristan Minor, James Smith, Robert White, and Bryson Anderson, and Rob Higgs Jr. Bryson Anderson being the one that lost 19 spots here tonight, and called it an evening. But we're going to get back on the way here shortly as we go back to double file here, and the lights are off on the pace car as they come out of turn number 4.
We're under 10 laps to go here, and back to the line. It's going to be 8 laps remaining. Christian Proctor, another great start. Genske gets a good start on the outside as well. A little bit slow on the inside from Jeremy Gill, but gets it now rolling, and we'll see if anybody can get up there and challenge the 13 here tonight. Now with Genske having some clean air, he's going to probably want to try and get up there quickly because these cautions keep flying, so he's got to get up there and try and make the pass as quick as possible. Trying to run him down. Jeremy Gill is going to slot into 3rd. Joshua King, Andrew Jones rounding out your top 5, but you see the battle right here, looking from onboard here from the 4 of Jeremy Gill, looking up there at Aaron Genske, trying to get the run on Proctor. Again, Proctor looking for not only his first win, his first top 10 of the season. Can he get it done here tonight? Holding on right now as coming up to the line here, this time by 5 laps to go. 5 quick laps remaining here at Bristol, and you can just see the intensity between the front two. This Genske would love to find that edge to give him the maneuver, and Jeremy Gill fighting back all this time to get back into the top 3. Probably wouldn't mind a chance at a win as well, but now only 4 laps to go. Who will be your winner here tonight? We're about to find out. Yeah, clock ticking down here as we got 3 laps to go here at Bristol. It is Christian Proctor in the lead. Aaron Genske, Jeremy Gill, your top 3, kind of checking out from everybody right now. 2-second gap back to 4th place, Joshua King. And I'm sure right now, Christian Proctor would love this thing to just get over with as quick as possible. 2 laps to go. Genske still hounding him right behind. Does he have one more push in him? We've got only 3 more corners technically to go as the white flag now in the air. Half-mile left in the race. The 115 closes in again on the 13. Is he close enough to use the chrome bumper into turn number 3? Not going to get close enough. Tries one last-ditch effort off of 4, but Christian Proctor is going to be your winner here tonight. Aaron Genske going to come home in 2nd. Jeremy Gill in 3rd. Joshua King, Tom Lanier rounding out your top 5. Quinn McLean, Jorge Ledesma Jr. going to get himself another top 10, finishing in 7th. Andrew Jones, still one of the biggest movers of the race. Joshua King also up 16 spots. Then you got Thomas Osborne, Ronald Cook for your top 10. But Christian Proctor was the man here tonight. He started in 2nd, and he ends up winning the race as Genske started in 1st, finished in 2nd. So the front row finishes on the front row, but just flip-flopping here as Christian Proctor gets the first win of the season.
Yeah, finally able to land that elusive win, get up here and talk with us here up in the booth, and share his experiences here. And I'm sure Elliot on the second half cautions, as the first beginning of part of the race was awesome. So obviously, and like you said, it wasn't drivers really getting at each other. It was the track fighting back as Bristol normally does. It's a beast when it comes down to it, and but to come out here, do 150 laps, and participate is the experience that you need to get any better. So congratulations to all the drivers that did well tonight, and congratulations to drivers that came out here and participated, because you don't get any better by just sitting home on the couch. I mean, you might get smarter by listening to me and Carl, but I guess that's hearsay as well.
So I'm not even going to comment on that one. I'm just going to let that one roll. But either way, I want to thank everyone out there for tuning in here tonight and listening to me and Jimmy talk about some things. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like, subscribe, get you in touch with everything that CRN has to offer. I want to thank our sponsors here for the season, pinupsforvets.com and Majestic Promotional and Branded Apparel for pens and shirts, chapsticks, and hats. Whether you run a company, a government agency, sports team, or even a virtual race team, turn every item into a statement. Check them out and get a free quote today at majesticpba.com. We're going to get our top three here and for their well-deserved interviews. But before we do, Jimmy, why don't you give us a rundown of tonight's final results?
Quick rundown of tonight's final results. Christian Proctor walks away a winner here tonight in the number 13 as Aaron Genske and Jeremy Gill follow for your podium winners. Joshua King finishes in 4th, Tom Lanier in 5th, Quinn McLean in 6th, Jorge Ledesma back there in 7th, Andrew Jones finishes in 8th, Thomas Osborne in 9th, David Chapman Jr. in 10th, Ronald Cook in 11th, Sean McLean in 12th, Jake Raven in 13th, Matt Ulmer in 14th, Shane King in 15th, Drafty Beef ends up in 16th, Robbie Miner finishes in 17th, Anthony Strickland in 18th. Rest of your field is follows, 19th being Ryan Perrone, 20th is Robert Altman, Tristan Miner finishes in 21st, James Smith in 22nd, Robert White in 23rd, Bryson Anderson, rough race, finishes in 24th. And we talked to him last week, but not this week. Rob Higgs calls it early as he finishes 25th on the field. So congratulations to all those drivers once again, but we're looking forward to seeing what our leaders had to say here for tonight.
Well, we'll get our top three here in here. Just want to make sure we get everybody in here. So we're going to go ahead and start with tonight's third place finisher, and that's going to be the 4 of Jeremy Gill. Started up there with a pretty good qualifying effort in 6th place here tonight. Jeremy certainly involved in a few incidents. I know Barry was worried out there watching that 4 go back and forth like you typically do. But you find yourself up here on the podium here. Once again, it's got to feel good to get up here and talk to us here one more time.
I love talking to you guys. You know, y'all are my favorite people to talk to.
Well, it's usually because you're up here in the top 3, so it's just kind of a bonus at that point. But yeah, either way, talk to us about the race here tonight, because it seemed like, yeah, we did have quite a few cautions, but it wasn't necessarily from some rough and bumping and banging racing. It was the track really just kind of biting at you guys and making that car wicked loose tonight.
Man, it was wicked loose. I can't really tell you about all the cautions because I didn't see them myself, but I know if you got up above that middle groove, you were getting loose, real loose. I did notice a lot of folks overdriving the corners, but that's par for course at these short tracks. But it was a good night for us. I kind of got worried there after after the green dropped, kind of cut down the track, and then got the bumper. But we rebounded and. It was actually a really fun race. That long green flag run was able to make up a lot of ground, and then after that it was just about preservation and just staying where I was.
Well, and he did that, and he got to restart up at the front there for the last couple of restarts. But the last one there, you were back there in 3rd place. It looked like you, Aaron, and Christian all pulled away from the rest of the field on the last restart. And you're kind of just bird dogging those two, were you, I'm assuming, hoping that they got into each other and mix it up a little bit and give you one last chance at the win?
Well, they're part of MTR, so part of me was like, do I want them to do it or do I not want them to do it? So, man, the whole race, I was getting really frustrated with starting on the outside because, like I mentioned before, it was so loose up there. I was fussing about starting on the outside, and then the one time I started on the inside, I blew the restart. But, I'll take a 3rd place. After the season that we've had, or I say I've had, rather, I will gladly take a 3rd place, especially at a track that I'm notoriously not that great at. But tonight, it was all about perseverance, and we managed to hold on to it.
That you did. So congrats again on the podium finish here tonight. Before we let you go and get out of here, who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
Well, the usual 3: SM Racing Products, Majestic, Branded in Apparel, and Pin Up for Vets, and Barry, like usual. He's here every single week. So, that says a lot about somebody when they show up every week. So, yeah, them 4 and my team. We got a 1-2-3 finish tonight. Super proud for Christian and Aaron with a I can't really say that word, but Aaron with a dang good finish. I mean, that is something that he can hang his hat on and be proud of. So, yeah, then 5.
Yeah, and they both started on the front row as well, so they had speed all night here tonight. So congrats to all three of you out here tonight. Go celebrate, and hopefully we'll be talking again real soon, maybe even next week.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. So,
everybody. That is the driver of the number 4, Jeremy Gale, coming home in 3rd place here tonight. 2nd place is going to be going to tonight's pole sitter. Comes up with just 1 spot short, but not for lack of effort, the 115 of Aaron Genske.
Aaron, Jimmy Carl up in the booth. You copy?
I got you, boys.
Well, welcome to the booth, man. You had one heck of a race here, one fast race car, obviously putting it on the pole, and you had your hands full there with Christian Proctor, and definitely challenging with all the restarts that you had in the second half of the race. But give us a little bit of your rundown of your race and how things were out there for you tonight.
All at first, what was it, a 40, 50 lap run? I overdrove the heck out of the car. I don't know what I was thinking, but I got tight and started losing positions. The caution actually saved me, even though I got involved in that. And then the rest of the race, I mean, I was upset because I got wrecked, and I just drove my heart out and wanted to get back to the front.
Well, that you did. You got the chance to get that 115 back up front, obviously overcoming any circumstances that you had here tonight. But did you have anything for the 13 there towards the end? We've seen you take a couple stabs at it, but we do know it's a tough track, though, to pass on here.
Yeah, I had something for him. He was actually just telling me that he had to start driving it in deeper because he saw how close I was getting to him. And I wanted to give him the bumper, but I didn't want to completely clean him out. So I figured I would take second cleanly over winning dirty.
It's always good to hear, obviously you could do one thing and hold out for another, especially for teammates. You guys in the mid-tier racing a group there finishing 1st, 2nd, and 3rd here tonight. So we want to say congratulations, man, on the awesome performance and the great finish here tonight, and give you some time for any shouts you might have in that 115.
Yeah, I want to shout out Mid-Tier Racing, Majestic, SM Racing Products, Pinups for Vets, and even though it's not on my car, Napleton on 151.com. A great place to buy a car from and get it serviced at.
There you go, folks. Again, congratulations here tonight on your 2nd place finish, and we'll let you go celebrate with your friends and family.
Thank you, guys. Have a good week.
You too.
That is your 2nd place finisher here tonight, the 115 of Aaron Genske. Top spot here tonight is going to go to the 13 of Christian Proctor, and a great job by him. Started up front outside of the pole and led a bunch of laps here at the end, and led the most important one, the final lap. So, Christian, congrats on the win. I guess it's a little bit easier to get the win out there when you don't have the number 18 in front of you that you got to try and move out the way. We'll just throw that out there. No, either way, it was a great drive by you out here tonight. But, I mean, to keep stirring the pot here a little bit, because why not? We like to stir the pot here a little bit and see around. It sounded like Aaron had a chance to maybe use the bumper here tonight, and he played the nice teammate, and he kind of let you have this one, and maybe saying that he could have got you, but he gifted you this win.
Yeah, he was saying in the chat, he was like, I might give you the bumper. I said, do it. If you would give me the bumper, give me the bumper. It's fine. But no, I noticed he was getting closer to me there in the corners every lap, and so I started driving it in a little deeper the last 2 laps and was able to keep the gap a little bit there, but...
Well, I mean, it's got to feel good. It's got to feel just about damn time to finally crack through and not just get a win, but get a good finish here. I mean, on the season so far, no top 10s. You finally crack through and forget the top 10, forget the top 5. You go right to the top spot.
Well, the points say that, or the thing says that. Remember, I won last week at Charlotte.
That's right.
I don't know what's up.
Yeah,
with
at the Roval. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. Yeah. Well, on ovals, you weren't doing crap out there. So there we go. Those are the oval point standings.
Yeah, I think I ran Chicagoland. I think it was, like towards the beginning of the season, and took a couple weeks off. because I didn't start first week of the league.
Right. Yep.
And I think I came back at Auto Club, maybe got a top 3. I don't remember, something like that. I don't know. But I'll be full season next season.
Well, either way, you prove that you can not only get it done on the road, but you get it done here on the oval. I mean, this thing was maybe driving a bit like a road course, a dirt track, whatever you want to consider it here tonight, because the cars weren't exactly planted in a corner.
Yeah. Anytime I got the car like mid-track in the corners, back end just kept stepping out on me. So I just kept the left sides there on the yellow line as close as I could get it and keep it in the sticky stuff.
Well, SpongeBob smiling as much as you probably are right now with the win here tonight. So congrats on the win here at Bristol. Who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
Shout out Pinups for Vets, Majestic, and SM Racing for helping putting this on. And want to shout out Jeremy. Not technically on this team for this league or on Tuesday nights that we run, but I was. And good to run out there with some old teammates and still work together.
All right, buddy. Well, once again, congrats on the win here tonight. We'll let you go celebrate, and we'll see you next week. See if you can go back to back to back.
Yes, sir. Let's try to get the hat trick.
That is your winner here tonight, the 13 of Christian Proctor. As just brain farting on the Roval last week. But either way, we'll I'm sure get everything updated next week. But I mean, a great drive by him and by Aaron. I mean, I think Christian probably had a little bit easier of a night in regards to stress levels with the follies of Aaron Genske throughout this race, and even went down a lap or two, had to battle back and work his way back up there, and had a chance at the win, but decided to play nicey nice for the teammates there. So we'll see if maybe later in the season Christian Proctor has to do the same, and if he will do the same. But either way, it was a pretty good one out here tonight. It was a typical Bristol race, but more in the fashion of the track biting back instead of necessarily just some hard racing and people getting into each other. It's just unfortunately that one car spins, it's kind of tough for everyone else to avoid them, and that's why you've seen quite a few drivers get mixed up in some incidents here tonight and wreck out early. But either way, we will we'll watch this one down the tubes, and we'll get back at it as next week. We're going to be heading to another one that's going to be, not as easy. Actually, apologize, in 2 weeks because we're off next week. And then on the 26th is when we come back for Rockingham, the Checkers, Wreckers, and What the Heckers podcast race at Rockingham. And that one is going to be, we'll see how the cars handle there. I mean, if it was loose here, it's probably going to be just a little bit rough and bumpy there at Rockingham. Unless maybe iRacing, rescans it by then, gets the other fresher pavement, but I doubt it. So good luck to all the drivers out there, but that's going to be in a couple weeks. Make sure you tune in the rest of the week here to CRN as we got the doubleheader tomorrow night. Or tomorrow night we have the Core Xfinity series. Then we got the doubleheader on Wednesday night with the CSRL GT series and the Pit Road Speed Limit Racing series. And then on Thursday night, we have the Virtual Velocity Racing as well. So a lot of racing yet to go here for us on CRN. But for myself and Jimmy from the Bristol Motor Speedway, we'll see you at the track.
Peace. Sorry.